How are we doing, guys? Welcome back. So you join me again in a rather packed shed because I've actually made a start on bending some of the tube work up for the front and rear end of the S13 when I get to the point where I'm happy with the structure of the shell. Last week or so I've been going over the car with a fine tooth comb. I have found a few more little bits that are going to need some attention. That was to be expected though. It was a rather cheap shell, and to be fair, it was a steal for what I paid for it. So a little something I wanted to show you is I've sent my subframes off for shot blasting now, but before I did that I removed the suspension bushes. Now I'm not one for burning them out if I can get away with it, because it's smelly, it's horrible, and it makes a mess. So a little trick that I use is a drill and a set of cold chisels.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Oh, lights gone out. So yeah, little trick I use is a drill bit big enough so that it doesn't snap. So maybe like an 8 or a 10mm. I'll work my way around the outside of that and then punch the sleeves out with a hammer and chisel. Just wanted to show you that because I think it's a nice and easy way of doing it. Saves a lot of mess and it could help you out, so we'll get to it. So something I just wanted to show you guys is how I go about removing the bushes from the subframe. The rear ones on these are usually a pain in the backside to get out, but this way that I've actually worked out, I see a video on YouTube and it actually works really well. So what I do is I get myself, I think that's a 8mm drill bit, beefy enough so that it won't snap when you put a little bit of stress on it from angles. And as you can see from here, I've already started, but basically work the drilling at angles, working it around the bush, knock this centre piece out, and then drive a chisel. There's like a, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's like a outer sleeve. So knock a chisel in from the side and then down, which forces that sleeve in, and then eventually lock it out at the bottom. On these front bushes of the S13 subframe there's actually two. So what you have to do is knock one out this way and then flip it over and knock the other one out the opposite way. So once you've worked the drill around enough, as you can see from this, I've drilled down in a number of places. I've then gone at it with the hammer and chisel, just work my way around, then knock the bush out, or what's left of the bush shall we say, through the middle. That then leaves these sleeves which I spoke about briefly, and I'll show you how I go about getting these out. Basically I'll start off with a small screwdriver, knock them down this gap here which you can see between the two, work the edges in, then go with the chisel to knock this part of the sleeve down and at the bottom, then flip the subframe over and do the same again for the opposite way.
Very boring minutes later.
So as I said, drive down with the chisel up the inside, which you can see what's happened with this, and this is your inner sleeve for the bushing from the top. There's also the same at the bottom on the front of these. The rear don't have it for some reason, but the front does, so you need to flip the subframe over and do the same from the opposite way. Another little tip that I find helps is if these are becoming a little bit stubborn, which these are, I've started to split that, but it's not really moving, and I don't want to cause too much damage to the inner structure because that's where the new bush will fit to. Just apply a little bit of heat I haven't got a blowtorch, so I'm just using the heat gun on the highest setting and working its way around, and that eases them up nicely. So that's the inner sleeve out now, and that's that. That is all now nice and needs a wire wheel whip round there, so that's ready for the fitting of the new bushes. But this rear subframe now is all ready and reinforced, and this afternoon is going off to be blasted and primer painted and powder coated. So hopefully next time I get these back they'll be in the colour that I've chosen, and I'll be ready to start fitting the new Driftworks arms to the rear subframe and dry fitting all my front suspension parts to the front. So once again I just want to take a minute to say thanks for watching. Hopefully next time I'll have the subframes back from the shot blasting and powder coating in colour. They'll then, well, the front will be then getting just mock fitted back to the car, so I can work out the lengths of the front hoop that's coming off the chassis legs for the tube work, make a start on that and show you what I do there. I did it with a 5. I'm no expert, but I like to think I've got a rough idea of how in my head how I want it to look and my plan for that. Yeah, so like I've said, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.